Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Lidya Suzanna from class 4B D4 Accounting. In this video, I will explain the strategy of answering the TOEFL exam. There are three types of exam. The first listening section, the second structure and written expression, and the third reading comprehension. Actually, the three tests have the same strategy, but in each part, there is a specialization. Okay, the first thing we discuss is the listening section strategy. In this section, we should listen carefully and focus on what the speaker is talking about. The first of which is a general strategy. That is, the first listening section instruction on our TOEFL test are the same, so you don't have to spend a lot of energy and time reading it at the time of the test. Try to understand the instruction before the time of the test. The second, fully concentrate on what you are listening to, because the listening recording is only played once. The third, understand that difficulty level of the problem start from the easiest to the most difficult. Next, you have 12 seconds lag from the problem to another. So in 12 seconds, you should have answered the question and read the choice of answer to the next question. And the last, answer all questions whether you doubt or don't know the answer. That's why there is no reduction in the score of the TOEFL assessment if the answer is wrong. In this section, there is also a special strategy that is dividing each part. On part A, a short conversation between two people. It consists of 2 lines, and only one question is followed. When listening, focus on the second line of each dialogue. The answer is usually implied from the second line. Remember that the answer is restatement of what you hear on the second line. Structure and expression will come out on a regular basis. On part B and C, one conversation was followed by several questions. Find the topic of conversation. Listen carefully to the first line of the conversation. Usually, information about the topic, the main idea, the subject, that is often asked in the starting line. While listening, look for information about who is speaking, where and when the conversation is taking place, and address to whom the lecturer. Answer all questions even if you have doubt. There is no reduction in value. The second thing we discuss is the strategy of structure and written expression. The structure and written expression section are considered the most difficult in how to answer the TOEFL structure question for the most people because they require carefulness and good grammar knowledge. However, you don't have to worry. You can apply the right ways that you can apply to answer the TOEFL structure and written expression question. First, find the subject and verb in the sentence. Some sentences in English usually only have one subject and verb. And finding these two things in a sentence is very important for you. Identifying subject and verb in the first way for you to be able to answer TOEFL structure question easily. In a few sentences, the subject and the verb will be found easily. However, there are some sentence structure that sometimes make you confused in determining the subject and verb. For that, it takes a lot of practice so you can get used to the sentence structure in the TOEFL test. The second, look carefully at each of the answers provided. After identifying the sentence components, which is the subject, predicate, object, and also an adverb, it will be easier for you to know which option is the right one to fill in the gaps in the sentence as well. In answering to the full section question, you need to pay attention to what components are missing from the sentence from the available choice. Do not let you answer before reading the whole question and also the available choice, because sometimes the answer choice will look correct unless we read it word for word. The third, do the elimination process. If after reading the question and also the available answer choice you still can't answer them, then you can do the elimination process. The next, pay attention to the underlined word. For the TOEFL written expression section, you need to pay attention to the underlined word or group of words. To find out quickly which part is not right. And last, make sure the sentence structure you see in parallel. A very important part to know in answering the TOEFL written expression question in parallel sentence structure. Parallel sentence structure is a condition in which two or more words, sentence, or language unit in a series are equivalent or parallel. Well, lastly, our discussion about the strategy of reading comprehension. The strategy is: read the first and last sentence to find the main topics and ideas of reading. The topic and ideas of the subject usually lies at the beginning or the end of the paragraph. Usually the topic of reading is in the form of a phrase instead of a whole sentence. Read using skimming and scanning strategies. Skimming is a quick reading of the whole passage to get the concept talked about in the reading. So read the whole text quickly and try to capture the core of the reading. Scanning is a quick read to search for a specific word or sentence. In the often question, we are asked to find a word on particular line of reading. Scan is a reading technique and used to directly search for the word without paying attention to the content of the reading. To find the meaning of a word in the text, scan the reading. If you don't know the meaning of the word, read and understand the word that is left in front of and behind the word sought. If it's still too difficult, read the sentence containing the word linguist, then look at the multiple choice of meaning that you consider similar. The author always tries to give clue to his reading so that it can be understood by the reader. It usually a core paragraph of that reading. Look for vocabulary that you rarely use, anticipating your ignorance vocabulary. Don't forget to eliminate the wrong answer to the choice, so that you don't read the section again. If you really don't know, look for clue as much as you can, then guess the answer. There is no score reduction system on TOEFL rating if the answer is incorrect. So many presentation from me. If there is a mispronunciation of the word, please forgive me. And thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.